Hi chums, right. Medical issues in gardening, okay, but it's not like medical issues that you would expect. It's about trying to buy things to do with gardening when you've got medical issues, okay. I'm just going to put this up because I think you're kind of all looking up my nose there, you know. This is my new fancy tripod, you see, that I got from Rick Van Man recommended, and Gary Enterby got one. If he got one, it's good enough for me, you know. So anyway, Ian Knockton has got these unbelievable tomatoes, right? And he's spraying aspirin and Epsom salts on them. Now I started putting Epsom salts into the soil when I was transplanting the tomatoes, and it did make a difference. I think I got much better crops. But the Ian has added this other element of putting half an aspirin into a litre of water. So finally got Ian went to Asda and got the spray bottle and 69 pence, about $1. So I'm very pleased about that, because it's hard to buy a good spray bottle, I've found, because of the spray bit is never what you need, you know. So I went into the chemist, but I have a bit of a history in this chemist, and I said to the guy, could have some Epsom salts please, and he went, are the bones sore? And I went, no, it's from my tomatoes. And he went, your tomatoes? And I went, yeah, I put them on the tomatoes and it helps the taste. He went, right, okay. And he says, what you need? I said, give me a kilo. So he said, that's fair enough. So I got him a kilo. And I said, I need some aspirin as well. And he went, hold on a minute, Brent, until I check. He said, I want lots of like morphine and stuff, so I'd be very careful what other painkillers I take. He said, I need to just check for interaction here. And I said, no, it's not for me, it's for my tomatoes. And he went, aye, right. I said, honestly, it's for my tomatoes. And he said, what are you going to do with that? And I said, I'm going to break it up and melt it in water and then spray it on the tomatoes, and it makes them put out more fruit and better fruit. And he says, right, sweet. Then he started quizzing me about this, because his father grows tomatoes. But there's a couple of girls in the background were laughing because they've had this before. And me strange things, you know. You know, I do a bit of wood turning, right? So I decided to use mineral oil on bowls because it brings them up nicely. But it's not called mineral oil here, it's called liquid paraffin. And liquid paraffin has always been associated with constipated horses, okay? It's very effective stuff, and if anybody's ever had to take it, you'll know it's effective, and you'll know that a very, very small amount of it does the job. But I wanted liquid paraffin for putting on bowls. So I phoned up the chemist and I said to the girl, how you doing? And she says, well, Brenton, what about you? And I said, not too bad, have you any liquid paraffin there? She says, well, sure, do you need someone? I said, I do, aye. She says, well, I said, what size of bottles does it come in? She says, well, 100 ml, which is, I know it's about a quarter of a pint. And she said to me, that's the size they come in. And I said, have you any bigger bottles? She went, well, what size do you need? And I said, about a gallon, or 5 litres. She said, Brenton, are you all right? And I said, I'm dead on, thanks, but I need about a gallon of it. She went, Brenton, why do you need a gallon? Are you sure you're all right? And I said, yeah. She said, why do you need a gallon of liquid paraffin? And I said, it's for my bowls. And she said, well, that's why I'm asking, because, like, you know, that's pretty an awful lot of good paraffin to be taken. Are you really bad? Like, no, I'm dead on, but as I say, it's to put on my bowls. And she says, what do you mean put on your bowls? And I said, well, I just rub it on the bowls and they come up lovely and shiny. She was, Brendan, what are you talking about? Anybody taking it for that problem drinks it. And I said, no, but I just rub it on the bowls. And she went, what do you mean, why are you calling them bowls? And I said, because that's what they are. It's bowels. And I said, no, it's not. I said, it's bowls. This is for wood turning. They're bowls that I turn on the lathe. She went, hold on, I'm really confused here. And I said, look, I take the bowls off the lathe, they're wooden bowls, and I put liquid paraffin on them to bring up the grain and stuff. And she went, oh, right, I thought you were in really serious trouble there, you see. And I said, no, it's just for me. So she said, well, we have none that size. So I called a vet, and I said to the vet, do you sell liquid paraffin? And she said, yes, we do. And I said, what size? She went, what size do you want? And I said, a gallon. She said, no problem, come and get it. And they weren't in the least concerned about my bowls because they're used to coming in and getting for their horses and stuff, you know, so I hadn't to explain. But my chemist does keep a real good eye on me and make sure I don't do the wrong thing. So back to Ian's bowls. Ian's aspirin and Epsom salts. Just for you, you're going to ask what are the measurements? They're there. You put in half an aspirin and 1 tablespoon of Epsom salts in a litre of water. Well, that's 900 ml, which is just a bit less. For the sure hardly kill them if I do it. But I didn't do my normal thing of putting in like 4 aspirins and a bucket full of Epsom salts, because my attitude is if a wee bit's good, a whole lot more is better, you know. So I'll show you what I'm going to do here to try and get some sort of control thing going. I'll just swing you around here to show you where I'm at. Right, now I could also bring this down a bit too, actually. You see these tomatoes here? Those 3 there, that one, and that one are all Gardener's Delight. So what I'm going to do is that's the easiest one to isolate. So I'm going to put a card up on a spray. I'm going to put a card up here so this one doesn't get any on it, and then I'll compare with these 2 right beside it, because I'm confident enough in what Ian's results to know that I want to spray them all, you know. So we'll just keep that one. One's not a great control, but you know, it's better than nothing. So that's what I'll do. I'll keep that one as a control, and then we'll take it from there. Okay. So that's all there is on that. And ooh, I'm scaring you now. That's all there is in that, and then ooh, yeah. So see, I stand in the shade now. I look like a silhouette. Yeah. So as I say, that's all there is on my bowls and my tomato spray. So we'll see how that goes. That's it, folks. There'll be more coming later whenever we get this internet thing sorted out. Okay. Right. All the best now. Bye bye.